We go to Lambeau Field, where Doug Dimmadome Marone was more worried about Crash Nebula on ice to prepare for Aaron Burr Rodgers dueling it out with the Jags defense.
Thanks for joining us here in the frozen tundra while the Packers are having a frustrating first quarter against the worst team from Florida. Aaron Rodgers takes the snap at his own 22-yard line. He looks left. He looks back to his right. And it's a bomb down the right side to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. 35's looking to catch him. Oh, and then here comes Mack Wilson. No, that's not really him. It's a different Wilson over the side, and he knocks the ref on his feet. Marquez Valdez-Scantling leads the league in yards per reception at 21 yards. And there you go. The Packers take the lead.
Packers 24, Jaguars 20. We go to the desert, where Sean Kingston McDermott thought his Bills were going to 8-2 after a beautiful touchdown to Stephon Diggs, but DeAndre I. Hopkins had other ideas with his all-you-can-eat game winners.
Okay, here we are, 39 seconds left. Can Josh Allen do it? Another game-winning drive for his career. He's already got 11. Can you fucking believe that? 11 game-winning drives. He steps up in the pocket. He throws an out route to Diggs. He's open. 35 seconds left, 34 seconds left. Diggs is open. That's fantasy points for me, but fuck, my opponent has Stephon Diggs.
No one circles the wagons like the Bills. They move to 8-2, leading in the AFC East, looking for that home playoff game, unless
Kyler Murray, I assume, will just have one Hail Mary to end it here. He's getting chased, almost gets sacked. He gets away with it to the sideline, just chucks up a prayer. Pretty good ball. 6-1 vertical. Hopkins goes up in front of three guys and gets it. Doesn't look that excited, but he wins the game. Holy shit. Cardinals. First place division.
Cliff Kingsbury doesn't care about your spread. 32-30 over the Bills.
Fuck it, D-Hop down there somewhere.
We head to Pittsburgh, where the Steelers were trying to win their 11th straight game over the Bengals. All right, it's 4th and 13. Bengals to punt. It's a fake. Sean Williams, 35, 40, 45, midfield into Steeler territory, 40. Jalen Samuels runs him down. Zack Taylor, bag of tricks, and the Bengals are in business, down 36-7. All right. 36-10 the final. Pittsburgh wins. All right. Week 10.
That field goal was everything.
Yeah. Well, it hit the over. Week 10. Dunzo. Well, we got Monday night still. Zach, Scotty, you want to lead off with your big announcement?
Oh, I decided against it.
I thought that would happen.
There comes a time in every man's career where he has to reflect on his accomplishments and where he is, and looking into the future and wonder if he still has anything left in the tank. And you have to make that decision for you and your family. What's the next step? So
sure,
I'm on to that next great journey that just seeing where life will take me. But the winds of change are a-blowing.
So are you going to say what the announcement is, or are you just going to Robert Frost us to death?
All right. Mamba out. No, I'm just going to take a break from gambling, because the way it wasn't how much I lost this weekend.
Not on the pod, right? It's on the...
yeah, I still do Boardwalk, but Crossfires and all that. But it's not how much I lost. It's how I lost.
Oh, I agree.
It be your own.
It be your own.
So basically, yeah, all of us really... last night, the Ravens-Patriots game, and we'll get into this when we get to the game-by-game deal, but that just kind of killed us.
Slaughtered.
We had everything, like Baltimore on the money line with the teaser was the last leg. Also had Baltimore straight up. Zach, you had a little side action on the over, which missed by 3 points.
I've only ever been screwed by weather. I've never been helped by weather.
Yeah. It's tough. Scotty, what made you? Because I remember in the chat last night, it was solemn. But you mentioned like
deleting everything I have to bet.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna flip the fuck out. And of course, like we're all praying for a comeback. Ravens get a touchdown to move to 6, and Zach's just like, this has all the makings of a Ravens loss. Yeah. We're so no love from our Ravens fan to back us up, but how'd you get to the point where you're back in, Scotty?
Okay, so I agree with
that
Zach.
credit reset on Monday morning.
that credit reset hit a little different, but it's the way I lost yesterday, where I could have been up 50 units with 2 plays that just didn't hit. But
50 units
could be up 50 units. Had had the Browns and Texans over hit, which never was going to happen. It just happened to everything else on the card hit afterwards. And I was blitzed out of my fucking mind when I made that parlay. So I should just like talk to him a little bit more. And then I stress all day, right? Like it wasn't. I lost. I had a lot of weekly deficits, I should say, that would have completely been erased had the Ravens just won. There's a last leg of two teasers.
Yeah.
And
ours too.
Had the Ravens just won, then it would have all been forgiven. Except here I am looking like a dumbass because I played too many parlays and teasers. And you can only blame yourself. Sometimes you can't bet just to bet. You got to bet smarter. So that's where I'm back.
The way it was for me, because I mean the Ravens obviously kept me from a winning week, and I would have had a winning week too had Nick Chubb not stepped out of bounds at the one. But the way it is for me, it's like all year it's like, oh, you don't go against Belichick, and then like they lose as big favorites to Denver straight up. They don't cover against the Jets, but they still win.
Hammered by San Fran.
Lose the spread against Seattle. They just look stale. And of course, it's like, throw that out the window. I thought going into last night, I thought the Ravens should have been like 10-point favorites had Belichick not been the coach. Or if like you put the same team like in a different not in a Patriots uniform. And obviously it's like the weather, and even worse because it's like, how are we going to drive all the way down the field? But we'll get into it when we do the game by game. But first, how'd you get screwed in fantasy? Brought to you by Yahoo Sports.
Holy
fantasy
Jesus.
Football.
Oh fuck!
Anything?
Don't give them
to
the plug.
Begin.
Yeah. Anything really from, because I actually fantasy wasn't too bad. One league I got screwed in because the Chiefs were on a bye and AJ Brown didn't do anything.
Me too. Kenny Galladay continues to be out. Cowboys on a bye. No CeeDee Lamb. Tyreek Hill out. Joe Mixon still injured. I didn't play Keelan Cole. Instead, I played Tyler Boyd. Shouts out to Scotty for the loan.
Hey, you guys, I have a big how'd you get screwed in fantasy. I might still pull it out. I just need Thielen not to go over 20 points, which is possible.
I saw that.
And Derrick Henry got vultured on Thursday night. So
yeah, that's true.
So we start 4 receivers in our league, right? And 1 tight end if you want to.
You so desire.
Yeah, if you want, yeah.
Right. So listen to these receivers, right? You got A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd, Claypool, Deontay Johnson. You're like, who do you start? I went all week. Oh, and Jerry Jeudy. It was like all week, who do I start? Like they all could put up numbers. All of them. And then instead I was just like, well, instead of going half in on a Steelers receiver or not, I'm just going to bench them both. Because then I have everyone else and I loaned Zack Tyler Boyd, right? I was like, well, because if one Steelers receiver does shitty, hopefully the other one does, and I don't want to have to, be harmed from making a wrong choice between two good players.
If you start one of them, you risk you risk it of them both. Like you picked the wrong one that went off.
Yeah. So both of them eclipsed 10 targets. Both of them caught a touchdown. One went over 100 yards. Both on my bench. Instead, A.J. Brown with a clean 2.6, Robert Woods 6.1, DJ Chark 7.6, Jerry Jeudy 8.8. So,
yeah.
Fuck that.
You're not going to bench A.J. Brown.
No. Well, I almost did, honestly. I swear I almost did. But, yeah, I wouldn't in hindsight. Like, 99 times out of 100.
That's tough because you benched 2 Steeler receivers against a Bengals team that had 4 active cornerbacks.
Yeah. Well, you told me you were off the Steelers receivers.
I was off Tyler Boyd.
Oh, fuck. I thought you said the Steelers
receivers.
Receivers.
He did.
Yeah, that was our whole conversation. I was like, I would not start any Bengals receivers. I thought they'd get shut out.
No, I thought you said you wouldn't start the Steelers receivers either.
No, I was never asked that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, for me, not too bad. I'm leading by 0.3 points tonight, and I have an IDP and Dalvin Cook, and he has Dan Bailey. So if I lose that, I'm gonna seriously bash something. Ronald Jones, that guy, the whole Buccaneers, because Tom Brady went ballistic. Tom Brady and Ronald Jones combined for 85 points, and then Drew Lock didn't know how to hold on to the ball or make an accurate pass. Raiders defense hung 26 on me.
Hey, relax.
All right, you're right.
This isn't a Drew Lock roast podcast. Come on.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Be.
We'll get into that right now. Our NFL Sunday week recap. Start off with
Denver and the Las Vegas.
We're gonna go backwards.
Okay.
So the last game to finish Sunday,
God.
No.
Patriots 23, Ravens 17. I actually think Lamar Jackson looked decent.
He did.
I was impressed. He ended up in the rain, 24 for 34, 249, and a couple tutties. Talk about how'd you get screwed in fantasy. I played a guy who had to play 3 tight ends, and I didn't even win until Lamar Jackson's last touchdown pass. So
was the play calling just shitty, Zach? Is that what was like? I mean, what would you have done differently as a play caller?
What'd you say?
What would you have done differently as a play caller in that Ravens game? Like the Ravens get it back with 8 minutes left. As soon as I found out, realized that the rest of us realized that Lamar could scramble against this team, unlike he wasn't able to in the last game he played, like the last game they lost against the Steelers, where they were zeroing in on him. He couldn't run for anything. As soon as you realized that the scrambling was working because they were dropping 7 to 9 DBs on every play. They
only did that twice in like the fourth quarter. They weren't doing that routinely.
Well, he was open for running, but they wanted to go against the grain and try to develop the passing game more. It was that was not the game to do it. It's torrential fucking downpour.
I had no problem with the Ravens offense.
Hammering the run game would have worked out a lot better.
I had a problem with Lamar throwing that interception right before halftime, trying to go deep in double coverage when they were already in range for a Tucker Long field goal that would have tied the game at half. And then the 4th and 1 play where instead of having Lamar, the fastest quarterback, well, in the AFC at least, I don't know with Kyler, they might be
Daniel Jones.
True. 4th and 1, they go direct snap to Mark Ingram and the Wildcat, and the Ravens center, I don't get it. It wasn't a problem for New England center, and the Ravens center can't seem to accurately snap the ball if it was raining. That burned them multiple times, including in the fourth quarter.
Sus.
That set up 2nd and 26 on the Ravens' last real drive that they could have went down and taken the lead to win the game.
My favorite part was when Lamar Jackson was threw it instead of running when he had like a first down in front of him. And Chris Collinsworth is like, yeah, when you have a quarterback like this, here's a guy who can run the field. And, if you get him into open space, sometimes, it's good that he's in the pocket, but, if he's got space, he has to, you have to be okay with running the ball there. And it could even be a touchdown. I'm like, all right, Chris, there's literally, sure, he might have gotten the first down, but there's 17 guys in front of him, including his own. There's no way he fucking breaks that for a touchdown. Just relax a little bit.
My biggest issue was the Ravens' defense, which I thought could not lay more of an egg against a team that does not want to throw the ball with Cam Newton. And when they did, Cam Newton threw as many dink and dunk passes as he wanted, including to that receiver on 3rd and 3 where
Jacoby
Cam
Myers,
Newton tried. Yeah, Cam Newton tried his best to throw that ball into hell, and Jacoby Myers was right there for a 3. The biggest pass of the game Cam Newton had was a 3-yard pass where Chris Collinsworth again this guy was a former quarterback. He knows what the quarterback's seeing. God, shut up,
dude. Fucking take his Emmy back. I don't give a fuck.
I called 2 things last night. It was that J.K. Dobbins was going to fumble. He didn't.
Because he didn't get any carries.
Right.
Really.
I also called that someone else besides Cam Newton would throw a pass for New England, and it turned into a dime touchdown to Rex Burkhead.
Former QB.
Yeah, and it was right on cue. It was cue up his high school quarterback tape. Ugh. All right. That's enough with that. I thought about that game for a while.
Yeah,
all right.
I knew when they punted the ball at 7 minutes left that there's no fucking way. There's just no they didn't even get the ball back to under a minute, a minute or minute 5 seconds, and then they couldn't.
Yeah,
because first.
Yeah, because the Patriots got the ball back at their own 4-yard line or inside their own 20 at least, and it's if we could get a stop here,
yep.
We'd have time, and
Nope.
Of course they didn't because all they want. New England got to do whatever they wanted to, just turn around and hand off, and it worked for perfection. They averaged 5 or 6 yards a carry each time. It was pathetic. It was god awful.
Yeah, well, losing your two best run stuffers doesn't help. But still, that's no excuse for a subpar team.
Everyone has injuries.
When I turned it on in the
Patriots,
second half,
the Patriots defense shut out Lamar, held him to 17 points with a defense that's losing 6 guys to COVID before the year. What'd you say, Scotty?
The defense stepped up late, but who gives a fuck at that point? I mean, they started to stop the run, but it didn't matter.
It was the first game the whole season they didn't have a takeaway.
That's what sucked was that Chris Collinsworth was fourth quarter. He's like, now Don Wink Martindale's going to really dial it up. And I'm like, what?
Now he's in his
Why
bag.
did you wait till now?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Go to the 1 o'clock slate. Cleveland, 10-7 win over Houston. Nick Chubb can die. Cleveland -3.
Are we just going to do the two games that absolutely fucked me? Can we do the Broncos game next, too?
Yeah, we're for sure. Cleveland -3 screws me. I had it with a ticket, 2-unit play. It pushes, so whatever it pushes could have been worse. But then I had 3.5 in Boardwalk as my lock. Nick Chubb, God.
I had the over 45, and then at halftime, there's no way the over 27 doesn't hit, right? Psych.
Oh God.
Zach, that's a terrible
And my thing
bet.
with Nick Chubb too. Yeah. I was like
a total Scotty move it totally was.
Easy now.
King of the chase.
My thing with Nick Chubb is that a few things wrong with it. You're stepping out of bounds, so that stops the clock. And if you go into the end zone, the game is over because it puts you up 2 possessions at 16-7. And if you step out of bounds, you have to go what's the probability of Houston coming back to win if you're up 17-7? A touchdown, then an onside kick, and then another. It's the same probability as Baker fumbling the kneel down snap 1 play later. That's why it was everyone's like, "Oh, Nick Chubb did the right thing," and it was like, "No, he really didn't." It was It's just trying to be smart.
I think he didn't want to end up like Todd Gurley, but he didn't do the math of what the score would be.
It's like when Doug Peterson went for 2 yesterday with his team down 4 to try to make it a 2-point game, and it didn't work. It's like he gets too cute. You get in your own head, and Nick Chubb is finally getting talked about because usually he's he never says anything.
Yeah,
he don't give a shit. God, all right. Next game, 1 o'clock slate. Lions 30-27. Detroit 1 game back, 1 game under 500. Love it. Over the Washington football team, which dropped to 2-7. But Alex Smith bolstered his comeback player of the year campaign with 390 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. Anything on this game?
Yeah, he's definitely a comeback player of the year, right?
They were up 21-3 and
24-3.
But he fucking what does Larry start with?
What?
What does Larry start with?
Oh, because he lost the game, so he got nailed.
Yeah, big fat one.
Oh, nice.
Capitalize it.
It's just interesting that Washington came back and was with fourth quarter they're either 1 minute away from being in the Trevor Lawrence Justin Fields sweepstakes or 1 minute away from being a half game back of the division. Which is amazing to me.
I like that I got to watch this game twice.
Oh yeah, our free streams somehow kept bugging out, and halfway through third quarter of the Bills Cardinals game, I just started getting the whole Washington Lions game on repeat, starting in the first quarter. It wasn't highlights or anything; it was literally every single play. The Lions frisky DeAndre Swift. Mm-hmm. He finally gets a start. He's talented. He was a high draft pick. So runs for 81 yards, 5 catches for 68 to Tutty. Marvin Jones looked good. Stafford looked good. Almost 300 yards, 3 scores. I don't know. Lions, the NFC's weird. The Lions could get on a little run. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And everyone in that division is vulnerable. Even the Packers have shown that they can be beaten easily if you do it right.
Packers' last 2 home games, they've lost to Minnesota, didn't cover.
Wait, I have the Lions under, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
And how much
6.5
now? 4?
Yeah, they're 4-5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they need.
How about
need to go?
They need to go what?
They need to go 3-4 down the stretch for me to win.
How about They could go 2-6. How about
2-5, but okay.
They can go 2-5.
Kind of rude. You didn't need to do my man's like that.
Right.
Yeah, you really didn't need to do me like that.
Down the line, they have Carolina next week, where Teddy Bridgewater might not play. McCaffrey might not play.
What's wrong with Teddy Bridgewater?
He got hurt in the game against Tampa Bay.
He's day to day.
Then they got Houston,
do I need to pick up his backup?
Yeah, Detroit better get their wins now, because it's Carolina, Houston, and then they could beat Chicago, and then Green Bay, Tennessee, Tampa Bay.
Yikes.
All right, next game. Excuse me. We will go to
Denver.
The Bengals.
We're going through the 1 o'clock slate, gentlemen. The next game.
We start with the Ravens.
The Giants beat the Eagles 27-17.
We're going backwards.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, the Giants were in control the entire game. The Eagles kind of sus, dude. Who's number one in the?
Still lead the division,
Eagles,
though.
Right?
Yeah, 3-5-1. Eagles still lead the division.
Still there for the Cowboys, bro.
Our under 6 wins are in danger.
Yeah, the Giants are frisky, and I said that on Monday Night Football before Tampa Bay, and I was like, they have a stingy defense, and their defense is stingy. The Giants have covered like.
The only thing they had to do was get rid of Eli Apple.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is like not interested in throwing at all, and he doesn't have to because he's running the ball really well. They have a bye week, then they get the Bengals in Cincinnati.
Are we going to that game?
I'm going to that game.
Yeah, bitch.
Are we going to that game?
I don't know. But yeah, they get the Bengals in Cincinnati. They could easily go 4-7, but then Seattle, Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore, 4 in a row. So I'm confident in under 6 wins. But yeah, the Eagles, mad sus. So we're gonna get the Giants. No, I'm sorry, the Eagles, like potentially first round of the playoffs, hosting the Seahawks, or just like last year.
No, Seahawks are winning the division.
All right, the Cardinals or Rams then.
Yes. Thank you.
So that'll be fun. Basically, whoever finishes second in the NFC West is going to play Philly at home week 1.
That's crazy.
Of the postseason.
That's what happened last year.
Yeah. Next game. Tampa Bay, 46. Panthers, 23. Tampa Bay's back just like we thought after a loss. Bad one. Embarrassing on primetime. And the Panthers, another team that like covers and, they hang around good teams. They almost beat Kansas City, and then they had to go to P.J. Walker in this game. Matt Rule got cute. They tried to fake a punt again, and that backfired. But Tom Brady back, 341, 3 touchdowns. Ronald Jones ran for almost 200. And then Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin all had at least 6 catches and at least 68 yards.
It's like all he has to do is play a team that has a bad defense, and he does well. It's weird how that works.
It is weird. I wish when we had Buccaneers team total over 30 week 2, it barely hit.
Team total? Oh, team total yards.
No, team total points.
Team total points. Sorry.
Remember the Leonard Fournette run?
Oh, yeah.
I wish it would have been like this game where they just scored 46. Scotty, anything? Because we also have a bet on Carolina's team total. I think it's under 6.5 as well.
I thought it was 5.5, honestly.
It could be. Yeah, it is 5.5. You're right.
You thought they were going to be awful.
I did. I thought they were going to be terrible, and they surprised me.
Yeah, I like them.
I thought the Bears would have been bad.
I thought Teddy Bridgewater is a solid QB, and any team with McCaffrey in there is, obviously not going to be like under 5 wins to me. Except last year when they were clearly under 5 wins.
Scotty, get this off your chest now. Raiders 37, Broncos 12. Hand up to me. I didn't know it was going to be a Devontae Booker revenge game. 16 carries for 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Drew Lock 4 picks. And when I watched the highlights of this game, they were all like his fault.
Yeah, they weren't good. I don't know.
Is that the most picks thrown in a game this season? 4?
I don't know. Brett Ripken threw like 11 against the Jets and still won.
3.
At least it seemed
3.
like it. Oh, 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Scotty, so what is it with this Broncos team? They've scored like, I don't know how many meaningful touchdowns.
Yeah.
Atlanta, I guess. The Chargers game, it was like they were back and like had a realistic playoff chance with the wild card, and now it just seems dead.
Yeah, I saw a stat that was like, in the Chargers and the Falcons game combined, he has 5 passing touchdowns. In every other quarter in this whole year, he has 2.
Oh.
So, it's not looking good. I'll tell you that there, Shelby. It's not looking great, but, what
Is
can
Drew
you
Lock
do?
still your guy?
Yeah, that's the big question.
Sure, why not? I don't care. What choice
Whatever,
do I
don't
really
give a
have?
fuck. Sure,
like,
when we get to the
I hope
Packers game, we can talk
For
about
the
it.
next 7
accidentally
games, he
skipped over.
is.
Oh, okay. Can we talk about the Packers game real quick?
Yeah, 1 second. But with the Raiders now, that's a 25-point win at home. I mean, are you... Like, it seems like every week the Raiders win, and you're just like, oh, that's the Raiders. Like, they're gonna, like, whatever.
Nah, still not. I think they'll go, like, 4-4 or something to end the year. What are they, 6-3? So
they're 6-3.
So they'll go 4 and 5.
In their next 9 games, when they only have 7 games left.
Fuck. What's math, dude?
So you're saying they'll win, like, they'll
4
go
and
9...
4 and 4, right?
They have
In
7 games left.
They'll go 3
So
and 4.
4-3? 3-4.
3-4, so they'll go 9-7.
Yeah, 4 and 3
Okay.
or 3 or 4. I still always maintain 9-7, 10-6. That's John Gruden's ceiling.
Well, that's a pretty good in a division with you're not going to win because of Mahomes.
Well,
if you go
well,
10,
right.
if you get 10 wins in the NFL each year.
Yeah.
But that's your ceiling. He also has a floor that's like 5 or 6 wins.
Okay, I'm just saying that this team looks impressive. Josh Jacobs was amazing yesterday. The defense, Jeff Heath, I just found out is on the Raiders again. Legendary Cowboys safety.
He had 2 picks yesterday.
Yeah, and Carl Nassib had an interception. Hard Knocks legend. It was just a weird game. The thing is that Denver, this game just like went on a roller coaster. It just snowballed out of control. When it might have been when Drew Lock kind of got dinged up a little bit because it was 10-6 second quarter. Broncos inside the 10-yard line, looking to either take the lead or cut the lead to 1 before half, and Drew Lock threw a pick, and then it just derailed after that.
You know that Drew Lock scored a touchdown in the end. Well, he did a RPO for a touchdown that got called back for holding, and then on the very next play he threw that pick.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So the Broncos almost were up 13-10 before halftime, and it was just a brutal it was whatever. Dak Prescott season, baby. Let's get him.
Oh, so Drew Lock's not your guy. Okay.
Fuck. Yeah, he is.
The other 1 o'clock game I missed was Green Bay 24, Jags 20. I forgot it because we did it in the calls. And the one funny part in this game was the Packers were up like in the second quarter, and they were inside the 10-yard line. And Zack just looks up from his phone. He's like, this would be a perfect time for like a patented Rodgers rollout.
No, I didn't say Rodgers. I said Peyton Manning's slow-ass fucking run.
Yes, Peyton Manning's slow-ass run for a touchdown. And as he finishes the sentence, Rodgers is rolling to his right and scoring a running touchdown. And he's like, oh my God, no way. And I'm like, yeah, no way you called that. You cheated. And Zach's like, whatever. Like, whatever, dude. And I was like, dude, there's no way. He's like, well, how did I cheat on that? I was like, Zach, there's no way you called that. And he's like, whatever, I don't care. Fuck you. And that was the highlight of the...
I thought you were going to like say you discovered him like finding it on his phone beforehand.
Oh, I
showed him my phone screen, but he still didn't want to believe me.
Yeah, he showed me his like locked phone screen. I'm like, what does that do?
There was one notification on there, but it was for a touchdown from a different game.
Okay.
Oh, so it was a different game now.
Mm-hmm. And we're definitely streaming, so we were behind, but whatever. We'll give it to them. But the Packers, they had to work for this one because the Jaguars got frisky for some reason, and the Packers, this was such a sleepwalk spot.
Can you imagine taking that, what was it, minus 13.5 or some shit?
Yeah.
Holy
Well, that's
fuck.
disgraceful for the Packers.
Yeah.
That's disgraceful for the Packers to not cover right after Paul Hornung dies, the guy who was suspended by Commissioner Rozelle in 1963 for betting on the games. James Robinson is still a stud for Jacksonville. I think he had 7 touchdowns called back for holding. But other than that, Devontae Adams, still a god.
I thought his elbow was definitely shattered on that touchdown.
Yeah, he got up for a touchdown catch, and his elbow should have
he landed straight
on the elbow.
Straight contact.
Yeah. All right. Next game. Dolphins are 3-0 with Tua, and they probably should have won this by double digits against the Chargers, 29-21 in
Legendary
Miami.
cover for
You
us
guys on
on that
2-0
teaser,
now?
our +8 teaser.
Are we what?
Are you on 2 now?
Push, I should say.
Yeah, I guess.
Tua's dope, dude. I fucking wanted him. Like, I wanted him as a fucking.
Just happy he beat Justin Herbert.
Just fucking, just let this 19-year-old kid be on my team. I don't care, and I'm fucking pissed that I might be a Dolphins fan now.
Yeah.
I'm a Dolphin. I might be a Fins guy. I could do that.
The Dolphins got another 1 yard scoring drive, so that was funny. They got a punt. The Chargers had a punt blocked, and the Dolphins recovered it, returned it down to the 1 yard line. One play, 1 yard touchdown drive for like the third straight week for Miami. But yeah, dude, Miami's such a good team. They're 6-3. And Flores, obviously, you saw it last year when they were so bad, and then they progressively got better in recovering games.
Right, proving yet again that tanking can work.
They weren't tanking. I don't think.
Really,
I mean,
because nobody. Yeah. You're right. Because nobody tanks.
No one tanks in the NFL.
You're right.
Nobody tanks in the NFL. Owners put out players that aren't, that you wouldn't want to do if you were going to win the Super Bowl. But you can't tell me the Jaguars are tanking and they're telling James Robinson, don't run for 100 yards or telling Jake Luton to not throw a touchdown because we got this guy from Clemson coming in that's better than you. So try to chill out. So yeah, players don't tank. A weird guy for Miami, I just saw Salvin Ahmad ran for 85 yards and a touchdown. I don't know. The thing with Miami...
Well, they released Jordan Howard.
Yeah. The thing with Miami is they're not asking Tua to do too much, and that's perfect. He threw 25 times for under 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He wasn't sacked. He wasn't picked. Passer rating over 100. That's a perfect game script for Miami, and they would have went up 21-0 in this game, but I think Tua fumbled or something inside the Chargers 10 or something like that. But, yeah, the Chargers.
Quarterback.
All right, sorry. The Chargers, another brutal one. They get a late touchdown to Keenan Allen, so it counts as another one-possession loss. So that's hilarious.
Oh, my God. Goat quote from Tua after the game. I don't know if it was after the game or during the week, but he said something like, I knew the NFL was going to be hard, but I actually thought it was going to be harder.
Oh, God.
Fucking...
That sounds like famous last words of a fool, but
yeah, it really does.
Write it while you can. Yeah, that's like Drew Lock dancing, and then now
shut up.
I'm just saying. That's like
we'll always have the dance moves. God, we always will.
That's one thing I forgot to ask Philly Tim. I was like, does it ever annoy you that you're a Phillies fan, and if a team plays the Phillies in Philadelphia and hits 8 home runs, that their social media account would be put a video up and it says the gang goes deep, and they they copy Always Sunny. All right, next game. Los Angeles Rams 23-16 over the Seattle Seahawks. In LA, the Seahawks falling by a tutty. Jared Goff stayed clean. Russell Wilson, tough one. DK Metcalf shut down.
I had these 2 teasers that had incredible backdoor push, backdoor cover.
Yeah.
Seattle plus 9.5, Chargers plus 8.
So backdoor push with the late Herbert to Keenan Allen tutty.
Right.
Backdoor cover with the Seahawks field goal with 30 seconds left.
Right.
Same. Except it didn't matter.
It didn't matter at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything in this game? I mean, I'm the designated Seahawk hater, and Scotty's the designated Rams hater. But the Rams are now 6-3 and 4-0 at home. And it's looking kind of spicy in that division because of the Cardinals' miracle win. And anything?
Pass.
Oh, okay.
I had a fantastic time at that diner in Mount Adams where I was just grilling Shelby on teams that are who are the teams that have the losing records but are 500 or better on the road or something or stuff like that, who's undefeated at home.
I didn't miss any of those. I got them all.
You got them all.
But yeah, the Rams are back. This is kind of their last stand because they're in cap hell after this season. And yeah, Jared got the Seahawks. There was a time where Zack and I were watching this game, and the Rams had to have gone on a 19-play, 15-minute drive.
Not over yet.
I have to find that because 14 plays, 88 yards. So the Seahawks defense. I mean, they got Jamal Adams back. He had an awful tackle attempt. On Malcolm Brown that's now going viral because he completely whiffed. Yeah, Seahawks have lost 2 straight. They were the good teams, though. So we'll find out more about them Thursday night when they host Arizona. That should be a good game. But yeah, if you keep Jared Goff from getting pressured, he was sacked 3 times, but I mean 27 to 37, 302. That Seahawks defense makes everyone look comfortable, and it's like the first time Russell Wilson has lost back-to-back games in like forever. And we got Alex Collins. I just found out that guy's still alive. Former Ravens running back, touchdown run. Mm-hmm. So he's who's back of the week. And Tyler Lockett might be hurt.
I have breaking news aside from the games. If you guys want to take a quick segue,
is it Antonio Brown?
It is Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I saw that.
What did he
Go
do?
for it.
Before signing with Tampa Bay, Antonio Brown was accused of angrily destroying a surveillance camera in South Florida gated community. Showing bike at a security guard shack. He wasn't charged because HOA president feared retaliation, per police report. While Brown was not arrested on the allegation of criminal mischief, the incident could possibly violate the terms of his probation. The Brownwood State Attorney's Office said Monday it hadn't been told about the police breaking incident by police.
And that was Scotty reads the slideshow from the screen in front of the classroom, word for word.
Word for word.
Just kidding.
And
who's
the Bucks
surprised?
have a statement, but who cares?
Not me.
Yeah, who's surprised? And it'll really test Bruce Arians because he said like one slip up and he's gone. And this seems like a slip up.
He already came out and said, we knew of all the things prior to his arrival, and the expectations were in place, blah blah blah, and he's met them all. So I don't think they're gonna really.
Okay, so it's basically nothing.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he wasn't arrested, he wasn't charged. So
random sidebar: Carolina's Panthers, their official Twitter account, their bio is just tough ass football team.
That's gross.
That's just weird to me.
Tough ass football team.
I don't get that. All right, we'll go with our treasure hunt update, Zach, and I'm proud to announce that we are not $25,000 richer. So basically,
big time bummer.
Yeah, you would have shit if we won.
I would have.
It's because he didn't help us.
Right. We sent Scotty this clue like an hour into our treasure hunt Friday morning, and he was just like, "It's at what?"
Have you tried Red Robin?
Red. Yeah, I left you on Red.
It's like it's at Red Robin.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys try?
Money, please.
So,
I guess it technically could have been. We don't know where it was.
Wouldn't you shit if it was at Red Robin?
hey guys, there's until proven otherwise, there's definitely a possibility that it's at Red Robin.
Well, it has been found, and we haven't been told where it was yet the whole time. But basically, Zach and I had basically all of Friday morning, early afternoon to go look for it, and so we did. But the clues were so hard. There were diary entries that you kind of had to decipher. It's like almost like handicapping a game. It's like which information means something, and which information do you just gloss over. And
it was like hieroglyphics, dude. It was like shit you found in the pyramids.
Yeah.
What?
We had diary entries, and they also gave us a clue that we sent along to Scotty, and it was literally like hieroglyphics with a Bible verse on it. And there wasn't much to take away from it. The only thing Zach and I really found out was that there was this guy who hid the treasure is fictional. He heard a story of a girl who lived in a sycamore tree in Cincinnati, a hollowed-out sycamore tree. But he only said it was a sycamore tree. When I did some digging online, I found out it was a hollowed-out sycamore tree that was in Mount Lookout area. So that's where we went looking in the forest. We found a homeless camp. That was cool.
I saw this black plastic bag.
I was getting to that. That was our big breakthrough was we stopped. We were driving, and Zach stopped in Mount Adams. He's like, that tree's big. And I'm like, okay, cool. He goes over, and our big discovery was a black plastic bag full of dog shit.
It was under the tree, and I was like, oh, this could be something. Nope, that's just dog shit.
And then the best part of our trip was that we traveled around Mount Adams looking for parking. We parked. We went and got lunch. And I had all the clues. We could have we sat there for an hour. We could have started deciphering some clues, doing more research. Instead, we did NFL trivia for a whole hour, and then we went home. So
yeah,
we didn't find it. But Credit to
As
us.
soon as you sent me the clue, I was like,
The real treasure was the friendships we made along the way.
Yeah, that's true. And and credit to us because we just made a nice donation to Cincinnati Children's.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about in the end. It's not about the money.
The tax write-off you get for the donation.
Yeah, $25.
Yep. 26.
You said it was about
26.
it was building friendships, but how about losing them because you guys didn't involve me? Did you think about that?
No, because you weren't in Cincinnati.
Oh, I still feel unincluded.
Well, that's the thing is we gave you a chance and you gave up on it in about 30 seconds and just said it's at Red Robin.
That dude, that was the answer. What do you mean? I'm just really good at reading.
He's like,
clues.
you guys are gonna find out, and then you're gonna look blue in the face.
Yeah. So we'll give an update Thursday along with our Bachelorette review of it. I'm sure we'll find out by Thursday where it was at. All right.
Are you just gonna read? We're just gonna start the podcast. It's like it was fucking at Red Robin.
God damn believe it. All right. Twitter trend. Zach, anything, or did you skip over this?
No, I just
You just didn't do it.
I didn't see it in the list of things. I didn't see it in the list.
Oh, yeah. Well, check again, see if I put it in there.
Oh, I believe you. You wouldn't be this smug if you didn't.
Right. If you want to make something up on the spot, that'd be cool too.
I can find something. If
Yeah.
you can stop shitting on me and let me get to it. I can try.
I'll just go.
Okay.
The Big Ten Network. Today's Happy National Fast Food Day.
Shut up! You didn't do this.
What?
Wait. What's your? Fuck.
The Big Ten Network
okay.
said here are the regional favorites for each college in the Big Ten. Like, so each state that has a Big Ten school, here are their favorite
Gotcha.
places to eat. So, Ohio's wasn't doesn't surprise me. It's Skyline and Wendy's, which I can deal with. But the things I have a problem with is Wisconsin and Michigan. Of course, they have Domino's because their logo's red and blue because they can't make up their mind which color they want or voted for. But if Domino's is one of your, they both have Domino's and Little Caesars.
The fuck is a Runza?
A Runza.
It's in Nebraska.
Nebraska. I don't know. It's probably good. Yeah. So Wisconsin and Michigan, mad sus for Domino's and Little Caesars, and they also have Jet Pizza. Wisconsin has Culver's, which is good. But the 3 pizza places they have each, and that's all Michigan has. 3 pizza places that I could pass on.
Hello, every pizza place.
Indiana, Steak and Shake and White Castle, bunk.
I like Steak and Shake.
And then Pennsylvania Sheets is really good. And then Wawa I've never had. Jersey Mike's over in New Jersey makes sense. And then I don't really know the other ones. Minnesota has Dairy Queen, so they like ice cream in the cold. And then I don't know what Runza is. So if a listener out there is eating at Runza, tell me the best thing you've ever gotten there, and I'll just ignore it.
Or we won't see it because no one's gonna message.
Did anybody see how everybody's freaking out that Harry Styles of One Direction fame was on the cover of Vogue in a dress? And now everybody
Hey, you see this? You hear about this?
the right is freaking out because he's destroying traditional male masculinity, and the left is freaking out because he's not. They're freaking out, and it's all some kind of bullshit. I don't care how rich I ever get. I don't know. If they paid me a lot, I guess I could wear a dress on the cover of Vogue, but I don't know. I've never worn a dress. Maybe it's comfortable as hell.
Probably. Get some Spanx.
Yeah, Scotty.
Wear a kilt.
What's it like to wear a dress?
What's it like to be?
You got
you
it.
go.
You got it. Say fat.
Fuck. Wait, fat. Yeah.
Got him.
D's a bird.
And let me shift gears to this. Runza is basically like the chicken fingers, burgers, fries. They also have their famous Runza sandwich, which is like shredded meat and cheese in a sub pocket, like almost it looks like a hot pocket with melted cheese and like sloppy Joe type deal, but it's not sloppy Joe.
Have you
It's
seen the
just
commercial for Papa John's Papadilla?
No.
That weird, like pizza taco looking thing.
Sure.
It's a calzone. It's like folded pizza.
Yeah, it's just a folded sausage pizza.
Gotcha.
It's like a calzone, right? Hey, but Lights Camera Pod did so from Barstool Sports did Americans' favorite food chains based on a 2020 data from Public Information. And I feel like some of these are just made to get a rise out of
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That one's completely fake.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it? Mm-hmm. Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah,
Molly's?
it's completely fake.
Yeah.
Melties isn't even a thing. Melties.
It's Melties.
What?
I thought
He said it's the Molly's.
Melties.
I think
thought
it's
it looked like Molly's from a distance.
So like whoever's on that podcast, like Melties is like a strip club in like West Virginia that shut down. And they put it as Ohio's favorite food, and then to piss off people from Ohio, they made Skyline the favorite in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So it's just completely made up. And like
Good for them.
yeah. But like some of it's believable. Like there's some McDonald's on there, and then like In and Out all along the West Coast, and then I like Alaska is Bubba Gump shrimp. And then actually Florida David Buster's like makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, it really does. Or like Chuck E. Cheese down there makes sense. I can see grown-ups in Florida going to Chuck E. Cheese. And
David Buster's like just seems like a Florida restaurant. It's like
Yeah, it does.
That's where Florida couples spend their anniversaries. It's like
Yeah.
we don't go anywhere. It's like I took you to David Buster's 2 weeks ago. All right, we'll go to a fan favorite, NFL.com irrational reactions. And I'll
Are we
start.
You'll start.
Is this the
I'll
last
start.
segment, or are we talking about the game tonight first?
We'll do the
Still got Boardwalk.
We'll do Boardwalk and Monday Night Football preview after this.
Oh, word.
All right, you want to count me in?
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
Drew Brees dealing with multiple broken ribs, lung issue. Broken ribs dealing with old guy who won't stop throwing 5-yard in routes. Dolphins released Jordan Howard after running back played 5 games. 28 carries, 33 yards, 4 touchdowns. Legend. Overreactions, 2020 QB class best since Elway Marino. Not an overreaction, Jake Luton has confirmed it. Number 6, big deal or no big deal, judging 9 Sunday storylines. No big deal to read this article. Roundup, Jets quarterback Darnold's shoulder out for week 11. The last time a Jet was out for 11, things went poorly. Raven Skura sends message to fan base after Pat's loss. We're sorry. We're sorry. Bucks Arians changing practice after primetime struggles. Last time an Arians made this sudden change of plans, things went poorly. Armed robbery charges against DeAndre Baker dropped. Well, dropping things in his DNA or he'd be a receiver. Humphreys Cardinals still in shock day after Hail Murray. How about another joke, Murray? Says Arizona minus 2.5 bettors.
Ours are going to be a little bit different because Shelby's did these earlier and
Hell
wrote
yeah.
some down. So, and also going to be
so
worse.
Smart.
It's smart.
No wonder you wanted to go first and do it.
Yeah, I got it out of the way.
All right,
All right.
count me in.
3, 2, 1.
Drew Brees dealing with multiple broken ribs, lung issue. I don't want to do the joke I was going to say.
Just do it. Do it.
Okay, Drew Brees dealing with multiple broken ribs, lung issue. Now I understand Black Lives Matter. Andy Reid on Raiders victory.
I don't get it.
Like beaten up by
Me
police.
neither. What?
Oh, okay.
Andy Reid on
Oh, like
If you
said,
have to
yeah.
explain it, that's okay.
Yeah.
Andy Reid.
That's Zack at the comedy stage. No, guys, this is why it's funny.
Zach, next Monday,
Oh God.
will you do another
I'm
stand-up?
gonna cut it off right here.
Will you do another stand-up next Monday?
We'll see what happens.
It'll make us feel better.
Yes,
It'll make us
please.
feel better for not.
It'll make your hangover feel better because we're getting.
Oh yeah, we're getting ripped shit on Sunday. Scotty, come to Southwest Ohio Sunday. We're getting ripped shit on
That
ham.
means no.
Oh, that's so funny.
What's that even
Zach asked Scotty to come in, and before Scotty even answers, I'm just like, oh, that means no.
Okay, Andy Reid on Raiders victory lap. That's not our style. We're more Hawaiian shirt, leisurely wearing guys here.
Did you do the second one?
I told you they're out of
Okay.
order. Overreactions 2020 QB class best since Elway Marino. This has a 30 for 30 written all over it. Dolphins released Jordan Howard after running back played 5 games. You can't tell me the Dolphins aren't tanking. Big deal or no big deal. Judging 9 Sunday storylines. I smell a shine. Raven Skura sends message to fan base after Pat's loss. I swear to God it's not my fault. Bucks Arians changing practice after primetime struggles. He's trying to get on that
You got it.
What's his fucking name? I forgot his name. Quarterback for the Vikings.
Fran Tarkenton.
Oh, the current quarterback for the Vikings.
Christian Ponder.
Joe Webb.
What's his fucking name? I'm looking at his face right here
Cousins.
on the website. Kirk Cousins. Bruce Arians changing practice after primetime struggles. He's trying to get on the Kirk Cousins vibes. Humphreys, Cardinals still in shock day after Hail Murray. God damn it. Let me start over. Humphreys, Cardinals still in shock day after Hail Murray. There's a joke in there about Arians and Heil. Roundup Jets QB Darnold shoulder out for Week 11. Joe Flacco says, "Give me a fucking break."
Scotty, 3, 2, 1, go.
Drew Brees dealing with multiple broken ribs, lung issue, has COVID. Debrief teams that should be frustrated after Week 10. The Broncos shouldn't because they got the QB of the future. Last night confirmed it. 4 interceptions all the way. Andy Reid on Raiders victory lap. That's not our style. I don't get what the victory. What's the victory lap?
I don't either. I don't get it. Oh, because the Raiders were like that. Like propelled them to a good. I don't know.
Oh, that's not. What's not his style then? All right, whatever. Fuck that.
Like that's shade thrown at the Raiders.
I see. Yeah. All right. Shade. What a savage. Overreactions 2020.
Shade. Andy Reid has a lot of it.
You mean his feet do. Overreactions 2020 QB class best since Elway Marino, but Elway's not very classy, so I don't know what they're saying. Dolphins released Jordan Howard after running back played 5 games and scored 7 fantasy points in each because he got goal line touchdown somehow. Big deal or no big deal? Judging 9 Sunday storylines. That's what we're doing right now. Why even have a headline for your headlines? Raven Skura sends message to fanbase after Pat's loss. Yo, it was raining. It's gonna rain. Humphreys, Cardinals still in shock day after Hail Murray. Humphreys was definitely the key element in that fucking play, so everyone's wondering what he's thinking still. Roundup. Jets quarterback Darnold, shoulder out for Week 11. Shoulder in a domestic dispute with his other shoulder and declined to speak on the matter.
Okay. All right. Monday Night Football preview. Boardwalk. So Scotty went 4-2-1 on Boardwalk. I went 3-3-1, and Zack, you went 3-4. So right now Zack has a 1-game lead on Scotty, 2.5 on me for first place, and Snake Draft Pick'em, Zack 4-0. I went 3-1, missed the Ravens. Scotty went 1-3.
It's getting worse.
Missed Buffalo, Seattle, and Tennessee.
I was like, I'm just gonna pick the good teams.
So we got Zack. You now have a 1-game lead in Snake Draft Pick'em. Scotty 7 games back of Zack for first place in Snake Draft Pick'em. Zack, we'll start with your opinion on tonight's game. Minnesota laying 3.5 at Soldier Field, over under 44.5.
I love Minnesota in this game.
Ooh.
Crossfire.
Crossfire. I know you guys really like the Bears because they have a really stout defense, and it seems like all the Vikings can do right is run the ball, but Dalvin Cook just looks choice.
He looks killer.
He looks choice. And, yeah.
He's a suitor.
I think that bona fide. I think that I think that's too much for him. But I will say this: Dante Culpepper has to have a good game. Kirk Cousins, I think, if he can keep it to one pick, I think they've got a really good shot at winning this. I think the key is going to be not turning the ball over. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, Sage Rosenfels really needs to hold on to the ball. Scotty, your pick?
Kirk Cousins is 0-8 on Monday Night Football, so I'm picking
0-9.
Oh, God.
0-9.
Can I change my pick,
No.
please?
So,
You got Chicago.
yep.
I'm taking Chicago. Kirk Cousins, 1 p.m. kickoffs, 38-21-1 against the spread. Other kickoffs, 13-25-1 against the spread. Monday nights, 0-9 straight up and against the spread. Got to go with the Bears. All the public money's on Minnesota. It's hip to be square. Is that our show?
I have a real quick on Lawrenceburg right now. They have 2 different lines for player props for Dalvin Cook's rushing.
Is it about 94?
There's one of them at 91.5, and there's another one set at 33.5. Over is 835 minus 835. Under plus 500.
I'd take the under, just for fun.
Right?
33
plus
and a half.
500.
Yeah.
What if he gets injured?
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
You got hair on your nuts? That's our show.
Got hair in your nuts, bitch.
Here we go. There's a little place where the sun sleeps late and pulls himself a shot of tequila. It's a little place called Pleasure Island. That's where I'd like to feel ya. It's easy to find just beyond the last wave, where the dolphins and whales are up mating. Sail all day and all night and then take a hard ride. That's where I'll be awaiting. Pleasure Island, island of pleasure, no need to stop and think. Pleasure Island, a beautiful treasure. Come on down and have a drink.